What's up, y'all? It's Eric again. Another episode of Dem Nuggets. Today, like always, we're going to jump right into it. The topic for the day is, how do you start strong with something new? Right? We do this all the time. You hear a lot of this kind of activity at the beginning of a year, right? People say, man, I got these New Year's resolutions. I want to be this kind of person. I want to be doing this kind of thing going into this new year. And then they jump in and they set goals, which I am all for goals, right? You set a goal like I want to do a thing. But I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, if you set a goal alone without something to support that goal, you're not going to end up hitting that goal.
It's missed it! How on earth did he miss that?
For those folks that just kind of clicked on this, they want to get the nugget real quick. And want to move on to the next thing. You want to start strong in new things. You want to build a system of actions aimed around doing the new thing. And then you want to set a minimum target for the results of your system before you go in and evaluate it. Now let's break this down a little bit. What is a system? So let's look at some illustrations on what a system would look like for a particular role or a particular person trying to do a particular thing, right? So say a coach wants to try to win a championship. Head coach, his system would be something around how he manages his team, how he recruits new players, how he kind of organizes his assistant coaches, and how he maybe structure his team's practices and some of the plays and stuff, right? That's what a system would look like for a coach that's got a goal for winning a championship. If it's a person that's an entrepreneur, right, and they set a goal, I want to have $1 million business, their system would be actions around how they go and hire talent, right? How they evaluate ideas, whether it's product or service ideas for the company, how they organize and evaluate the performance of the people that they have on their team, right? Are the things that they're doing kind of moving us in that direction, right? That entrepreneur would use that as the system to get to the goal of being able to make $1 million business, right? And so one of the things that we got to understand about the system that is differential to the goal is that everybody has goals, right? And you could be in a competitive situation like the coach, where the goal is the same goal for your opposition, right? As a coach, there's going to be 2 people competing in that finals for that championship. And the winner of it is more than likely not going to be the one that has the goal, because they both got it. It's going to be the person that has the best system to get them all prepared in order to achieve the goal. And that's what we want to focus on, right? Because I read this great quote in the book Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend. It says, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And I say, fantastic quote. Wrote that down. That's something that I reference all the time, right? Because I see that in so many different areas, and it helps me to divorce myself from the goal only and then actually follow the system. Because another thing that's the benefit of the system is when you're following a system, it's actually a lot easier to stay motivated, right? Because when you set a goal, a lot of times it takes a lot of actions before you can actually get to that goal. For example, of the coach going to a championship, he's got to get through the whole season before he's ever going to even get a chance to see if he can win the championship, right? And if that's the only thing that he's got motivating him, man, it's going to be hard to get through all of the other days, all those other games that you got to play before you can get to that championship. But when you're following a system, you can get a spike of motivation every time you go through one cycle of doing the system, right? So if the cycle is, I just got some new players, we got a new set of practices going on, all of my coaches are in sync, you can get excited and stay motivated by each one of those iterations of doing those actions within the system. So boom. Second one, you set a minimum target before you evaluate the results. Now, when you set this target, you need to set it far enough out so that you give the system time to actually work, right? It doesn't make sense for an entrepreneur in that example that wants $1 million business to say, I'm going to set this system up and I'm going to look at my result in a week. You haven't done anything. You haven't done enough stuff in a week for your system to actually be able to show you some fruit. So you might want to kick it out 6 months, a year, right? So that you give your system enough time to actually run through enough cycles to where the results that you evaluate are meaningful. Secondly, it forces you to have patience with building your system, right? If you set a week and you abandon it in a week, then, you didn't build up enough patience even to really be able to give all of the factors time within your system to be able to fully settle out and start working for you. So I'm going to cut it off there because I want to keep these nuggetized. I want these to be a small, short little bite that you can take away and maybe start applying to your life. If you like this, give a like to this video. Please give me a comment because I'd really like to understand how you're consuming this content and what you're thinking about it. And if you are enjoying these type of videos, hey, go ahead and subscribe, man, because I'm going to keep these going every week. So we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.